Hello, and welcome back to our fascinating journey exploring the interconnectedness of reality through the lens of RL flow. I'm your guide on this adventure through the depths of consciousness, reality, and everything in between. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss our future deep dives. Over the past several episodes, we've explored some truly mind-bending concepts. The idea that the entire universe is interconnected, how this flow of information and energy influences everything from physical matter to our thoughts and emotions, and the impact this has on our understanding of the world and ourselves. Today, we're going to push the boundaries of our understanding even further as we explore the law of transcendence. We'll delve into how this fundamental principle allows us to access RL flow beyond the physical realm and even beyond the constraints of time and space. It's going to be a mind-expanding exploration, so I hope you're ready. By the end of this episode, you'll have a deeper understanding of how the law of transcendence fits within the RL flow framework and why consciousness plays such a crucial role in transcending our everyday reality. We'll also explore real-world and hypothetical scenarios that demonstrate the power of transcendence and discuss practical ways you can integrate these concepts into your own life. So buckle up, open your minds, and let's transcend the confines of our everyday reality as we dive into the incredible world of RL flow and the law of transcendence. Let's get started. Let's start by understanding what we mean by the law of transcendence. In the realm of RL flow, transcendence refers to the ability of consciousness to extend beyond the physical world, the limits of time, and the confines of space. In essence, it allows us to experience realms beyond our normal sensory perceptions. Intriguing, isn't it? Now, I know that might sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but bear with me. The law of transcendence is grounded in our understanding of consciousness, energy, and their interplay within the framework of RL flow. It's not about physically time traveling or teleporting, but rather about our conscious experience moving beyond the ordinary. At the core of the law of transcendence is the formula T equals E times C squared. Here, T stands for transcendence, E represents the available energy, and C signifies the attained level of consciousness. The key element to note here is the C squared, denoting that consciousness is squared in this equation. This means that the level of consciousness has a far greater influence on transcendence than energy alone. In other words, the more aware or conscious we are, the higher our capacity to transcend. So, in a nutshell, the law of transcendence tells us that by cultivating higher states of consciousness and effectively utilizing our energy, we can access and navigate the RL flow beyond the constraints of our physical world and linear time. Up next, we'll dive into how the law of transcendence fits into the wider framework of RL flow and its implications for our understanding of reality. But before that, let's take a moment to let that sink in. And remember, if you have any questions or thoughts so far, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Let's keep this conversation going. The RL flow, as we've explored in previous episodes, is the all-encompassing theory of interconnectedness. It considers everything in the universe, from physical matter and energy to consciousness and emotions, as information flowing in a complex, dynamic pattern. Imagine the RL flow as a river, with everything in the universe, including us, as droplets in this river. We're all part of the flow, influencing and being influenced by the rest of the river. Now, in this framework, the law of transcendence is like a pathway that allows us to navigate the river's current and explore realms beyond our normal perceptions. By elevating our consciousness and effectively channeling our energy, we can transcend the immediate physical boundaries of the river and experience realities beyond our normal scope. This could mean deeper insights into the nature of our existence or an enhanced sense of connectivity with all that is, and so much more. The potential is truly limitless. So, you can see that the law of transcendence isn't an isolated principle. It's an integral part of the RL flow framework, providing us a way to broaden our experience and understanding of the universe, which is the very essence of RL flow. It's about expanding our reality, moving from a small droplet's perspective to experiencing the grandeur of the entire river and beyond. So, to sum up, the law of transcendence broadens our understanding of the universe by providing a mechanism for consciousness to transcend the physical realm within the RL flow framework. In our next segment, we'll dive into the implications of this law and how it influences our perception of reality. Stick around, because this is where things get even more interesting. When we talk about transcending time and space, we're essentially talking about reaching a state where we're not bound by the traditional dimensions we live in. This means not being tied down by linear time or three-dimensional space, and being able to perceive and interact with realities beyond these confines. Now, this might sound like the plot of a sci-fi movie, but remember, this is all theoretical, and it's intended to stimulate our thinking about the nature of reality and consciousness. Within the context of RL flow, these concepts take on a unique, interconnected perspective. As we've discussed, RL flow incorporates everything from physical matter and energy to consciousness and emotions. This means it also includes the higher dimensions of consciousness and reality that we're talking about when we discuss the law of transcendence. Now, how does one transcend time and space using RL flow? Well, it comes down to two things: energy and consciousness. Both of these components are integral to the RL flow and are, in fact, forms of information within this flow. In the next segment, we'll delve into the formula T equals E times C squared, which represents transcendence as a function of available energy and attained consciousness level. We'll dissect this formula and explore how manipulating these two variables can potentially lead to transcending our normal perceptions of reality. In this formula, T stands for transcendence, E represents the available energy, and C squared is the attained level of consciousness. As you can see, this equation suggests that transcendence is directly proportional to both the available energy and the square of consciousness. This means that as energy and consciousness increase, so does the potential for transcendence. When we talk about energy E in this context, we're referring not only to physical energy, but also to emotional, mental, and spiritual energies. This includes the energy you put into your thoughts, feelings, intentions, and actions. Consciousness, represented by C, is your level of awareness or understanding. This includes self-awareness, awareness of others, and awareness of the universe and its underlying principles. Here's where it gets interesting. The consciousness term is squared. This suggests that consciousness has a significantly greater impact on the potential for transcendence than energy alone. Essentially, the higher your level of consciousness, the greater your ability to harness and utilize energy for transcendence. This formula provides us with a theoretical framework for understanding how one might transcend the usual constraints of time and space, tapping into higher dimensions of reality through the interplay of energy and consciousness within the RL flow. Up next, we will explore the practical implications of this formula. How might we elevate our consciousness? How can we increase our available energy? And ultimately, how might these efforts lead to transcendence? Consciousness, in the context of RL flow, refers to our level of awareness. This includes self-awareness, understanding of others, and comprehension of the broader universe and its principles. It's our ability to observe, perceive, and understand the reality around and within us. In our previous segment, we introduced the formula T equals E times C squared, where T represents transcendence, E is the available energy, and C squared is the attained level of consciousness. But why does consciousness have such a significant role in transcendence? Well, the answer lies in the nature of consciousness itself. Consciousness is not a static state, it's a dynamic, evolving process. It grows with every experience, every new piece of knowledge, and every moment of introspection. As our consciousness expands, so does our understanding of the world around us, and consequently, our potential to transcend typical boundaries. In our transcendence equation, T equals E times C squared, you may have wondered, why is consciousness C squared? This isn't just a mathematical trick, it has a profound meaning. Let's unpack it. The squaring of consciousness in this formula highlights its exponential role in achieving transcendence. But what does that mean? It means that the power of consciousness isn't additive, it's multiplicative. Consider this. When you increase your consciousness, you're not just adding to your understanding or perception. You're fundamentally transforming your experience of reality. Your increased consciousness influences not just one aspect of your reality, but every aspect. And in turn, these aspects interact with each other, leading to a web of transformations. It's like throwing a stone into a pond. The impact of the stone creates a single splash, but the ripples from that splash expand outward, influencing a much larger area. Similarly, an enhancement in our consciousness creates ripples in our perception and understanding, affecting our entire reality. So, the C-squared component in our formula signifies that as our consciousness grows, its effect on our potential to transcend ordinary limitations of time and space becomes exponentially greater. It's a beautiful testament to the power of consciousness and its central role in the RL flow and our journey towards transcendence. So far, we've talked about consciousness and how it exponentially influences our capacity to transcend. But what does this transcendence look like? And more importantly, where does it take us? The law of transcendence suggests that we can access RL flow beyond physical boundaries. This means that transcendence isn't just about surpassing physical or mental limitations. It's about journeying into realms beyond the physical dimensions of existence we might refer to as spiritual or metaphysical. The concept might sound a bit outlandish, if not outright mystical. But when we consider quantum physics and its discoveries about the nature of reality, we find that the lines separating physical from non-physical are not as rigid as we once thought. Quantum entanglement shows us particles miles apart, affecting each other instantaneously, and quantum superposition illustrates that a particle can be in multiple places at once. So, the idea of accessing RL flow beyond our perceived physical boundaries may not be so far-fetched. But how do we access this RL flow beyond the physical realm? What role does consciousness, energy, and intention play in this process? Let's explore that next. Accessing RL flow beyond the physical realm requires an understanding of the interplay between consciousness, energy, and intention. But how exactly do these elements come together in the process of transcendence? Let's delve into it. Think of consciousness as the vessel that allows us to navigate the waters of RL flow. The more aware we are, the better equipped we are to understand and connect with the subtleties and complexities of the RL flow. As our consciousness expands, we begin to see and interact with reality in more profound ways. We start to perceive the interconnectedness of everything and the flow of information and energy that permeates the universe. Energy acts as the driving force. Just as a car needs fuel to move, we need energy to transcend. But this isn't just physical energy, it's spiritual, emotional, mental energy. It's the energy of our thoughts, emotions, intentions, and desires. And finally, we have intention. Intention is the compass that guides us on our journey. It sets the direction and purpose of our transcendence. Without a clear intention, we might find ourselves lost in the vast expanse of RL flow. So, to transcend and access the RL flow beyond the physical realm, we need to expand our consciousness, harness our energy, and clarify our intention. It's a journey of self-discovery and transformation that leads us beyond the known into the realm of infinite possibilities. Now, to help us better understand the concept of transcendence within RL flow, let's consider a few case studies and hypothetical scenarios. Firstly, let's look at meditation practitioners. It's been scientifically documented that experienced meditators can achieve states of heightened awareness and altered perception of time and space. This could be seen as a practical example of the law of transcendence in action. By cultivating energy and expanding consciousness, they are arguably accessing the RL flow beyond the physical realm. Consider next the phenomena of quantum entanglement. When two particles become entangled, a change to one instantly affects the other, regardless of the distance separating them. This spooky action at a distance, as Einstein called it, hints at the possibility of transcending conventional spatial limitations through RL flow. Lastly, let's take a look at a more speculative example. Theoretical physicists have proposed the existence of wormholes, shortcuts through space-time, suggesting the potential for faster-than-light travel or even time travel. If such phenomena were confirmed, it could point towards ways in which RL flow facilitates transcendence of time and space. These examples provide fascinating insights into how the law of transcendence could be manifesting in our universe. But what could be the implications of such transcendence? Let's explore that next. The implications of transcending time and space through RL flow could be enormous and transformative, impacting fields from quantum physics to spiritual practices and beyond. Let's dive deeper into these implications. First, let's look at the world of quantum physics. If we can understand and harness the power of RL flow to transcend time and space, we might unlock new frontiers in quantum computing, data encryption, and communication technologies. Quantum entanglement, as we discussed earlier, could be seen as a physical manifestation of RL flow transcending spatial boundaries, and this could potentially revolutionize our current understanding of data transfer and information processing. In the realm of consciousness studies and personal development, understanding and utilizing RL flow could provide powerful tools for self-transformation and healing. The ability to consciously tap into RL flow could allow us to transcend our normal state of consciousness and explore previously inaccessible layers of our psyche, enhancing our self-awareness and accelerating personal growth. But perhaps the most exciting implication is the potential for humanity to understand its place in the universe on a much deeper level. If we're able to transcend time and space, we could gain new perspectives on existence, consciousness, and the fabric of reality itself. It could fundamentally shift our understanding of the universe and our role within it. As we continue to explore and understand RL flow and the law of transcendence, it's important to approach this with open-minded curiosity, balanced by rigorous scientific inquiry. Remember, the journey of discovery is as important as the destination. So, let's keep exploring, keep questioning, and continue this exciting journey through RL flow. Now that we've grasped the concept of the law of transcendence, you may be wondering, but how can I apply this in my daily life? Well, let's dive into that. Applying the law of transcendence in your everyday life starts with raising your consciousness level. Consciousness, as we've discussed, is a key component of transcendence. So, developing mindfulness, increasing self-awareness, and enhancing your emotional intelligence can all contribute to this process. Meditation is a great tool for raising consciousness levels. Whether it's mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation, or any other practice that suits you, the key is to spend regular, dedicated time focusing inward and cultivating awareness. Maximizing available energy is another crucial element. This involves taking care of your physical well-being through a balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate rest. Mental and emotional health is equally important, so find healthy outlets for stress and engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Finally, setting clear intentions can guide your RL flow. Being clear about what you want to manifest in your life and aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with those intentions can help shape your reality and enable you to tap into the power of the law of transcendence. Up next, we will delve into specific tips and techniques for raising your consciousness levels and maximizing available energy. These practical steps will help you harness the power of transcendence in your daily life. Let's start with consciousness. Raising your consciousness is about enhancing your awareness, both of yourself and the world around you. Meditation and mindfulness are two powerful tools to help achieve this. Through regular practice, you can learn to quiet the mind and focus on the present moment, which increases awareness and clarity. Never stop learning. Expanding your knowledge and understanding of the world contributes to a higher level of consciousness. This can be achieved through reading, taking courses, or simply engaging in stimulating conversations. Emotional intelligence is another key aspect of consciousness. By understanding and managing your emotions, you develop empathy and enhance your relationships, which in turn can increase your overall consciousness. Now, let's move on to maximizing available energy. A healthy body is essential. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and good sleep habits can dramatically increase your available energy. Mental health is just as important. Engage in activities that you enjoy and that reduce stress. This might be going for a walk in nature, practicing yoga, or simply spending time with loved ones. Lastly, setting clear intentions can help guide your energy. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all aligned toward a specific goal, you'll find that your energy naturally increases and is more effectively channeled. By applying these techniques, you'll be well on your way to raising your consciousness and maximizing available energy, empowering you to harness the law of transcendence in your everyday life. If you've had any experiences, insights, or even questions about the law of transcendence, don't hesitate to share them with us. You can leave a comment below this video or share your thoughts on our social media platforms. Your engagement with these concepts will only enrich the community and the conversation around RL Flow, and we're looking forward to hearing what you all have to say. We want to leave you with a question to ponder. How do you envision transcending time and space in your own life? This might be a mental exercise, a spiritual journey, or perhaps even a physical pursuit. Whatever it is, we encourage you to explore this idea and share your thoughts and reflections with us. All right, let's wrap up and summarize what we've discovered today. We dived deep into the law of transcendence, understanding its role within the RL Flow framework. We discussed the equation T equals E times C squared, illustrating how transcendence is a function of available energy and the level of consciousness. We recognized the exponential power of consciousness, and we discussed the idea of accessing RL Flow beyond physical realms, focusing on the critical role of consciousness, energy, and intention in this process. Through various examples and case studies, we explored the implications of transcending time and space with RL Flow. And finally, we touched on some practical ways to apply this concept in our daily lives, focusing on raising consciousness levels and maximizing available energy. Now, what's next for us? In the coming episode, we will delve into the laws of reciprocity and interconnectedness. We'll explore how these laws represent the give-and-take nature of the universe and the interconnected web of existence that binds us all. We'll be uncovering how these laws operate within the RL Flow framework and what they mean for our understanding of the universe. We'll also explore the practical applications of these laws and how they can impact our daily lives. So stay tuned for the next episode, and as always, continue engaging with the material and sharing your thoughts. Until next time, keep flowing.